process is known as hydrolysis. Digestive enzymes speed up the hydrolysis process, which is otherwise slow. Can you keep going?
No, that's pretty good. Okay, so chemical digestion. Okay. There's enzymes in there which cut molecules basically, or start reactions or inhibit reactions. And this thing called hydrolysis. Don't be afraid of that word. It had something to do with water, right? So chemical digestion uses water to break down the complex molecules. It's known as hydrolysis. Do you remember the word lysis, or to lyse something? When we were studying blood.
Yeah.
What did lyse mean? Means to cut. And so we're just cutting with water here. That's all. Hydro. That's all that word means. So movements. After ingestion, mastification, the food particles move from the mouth into the pharynx and then the esophagus. That's called deglution, but I'm not going to worry about that term. Swallowing is a fancy word for it, okay? And then mixing movements occur in the stomach as a result of smooth muscle contraction. These repetitive contractions mix the food particles and enzymes and other fluids, and then movements propel food through the digestive tract called peristalsis. Okay? So there's movement of food, and peristalsis is an important word. You'll hear it again. We've already heard it a couple times. So tell me what this word means. What kind of muscles doing it? Don't look in the book. Don't cheat. Come on, we had muscles. Skeletal muscle moves my limbs. It's voluntary. Cardiac muscle makes my heart beat. And smooth muscle, right, is what causes involuntary movements. And peristalsis, when we were listening to our bellies and we heard the gurgling, that was muscles involuntarily moving our food through our digestive tract. And that term is called peristalsis. Did I show you a video of somebody swallowing?
The autonomic nervous system controls contractions of the alimentary canal that move swallowed food down the esophagus, churn the stomach, and move chyme through the small intestine and large intestine. The alimentary canal is a single, continuous tube that includes the oral cavity, esophagus, stomach, and intestines. The tissue layers that form the walls of the tube include 2 layers of smooth muscle. The contraction and relaxation of these muscles is called peristalsis. One peristaltic wave can be enough to move a bolus down the esophagus and into the stomach. In the intestines, the waves are smaller and more regular. As one section of the intestine contracts, the section in front relaxes. This occurs in the rhythmic, wave-like patterns that create the peristalsis that propels substances forward.
What I want you to remember is that this is involuntary, happens throughout most of your whole digestive tract. It's always going on, and it's smooth muscle that does it, okay? Peristalsis. If it quits, what do you think is going to happen to the food that was in your digestive tract? What?
It's not going to be able to digest.
It's not going to be moving, and it's probably going to result in what? Constipation, okay? So some narcotics, painkillers, will quieten this down to where they get constipated, okay? Good, you're making connections here. That's nursing stuff. That's medical assistant stuff. The rhythmic waves, okay? Absorption is next. The simple molecules that are produced from chemical digestion pass through the lining of the small intestine and into the blood. The point of it's eating, right, is to get nutrients into our blood so we can do something with it to maintain our cells. So your stomach has the ability to take some of those more simple molecules that don't require a little bit more processing and just be absorbed through that lining into the blood. We take medicine. It's broken up in the stomach, bam, absorbed into the blood, right? Okay. This is also in the small intestine, don't forget. Stomach lining and I'm going to say small intestine. And actually, the majority of your nutrients are absorbed in the small intestine, but some stuff happens in the stomach.